Welcome back to the channel and happy Halloween, everybody. This is a great Friday. We actually have Game 6 today, which is a great way to celebrate Halloween in my estimation. Hope everyone's going to have a good time today. I really enjoy handing out candy. I actually get dressed up too, so I'm one of those guys that sometimes will be tempted to kind of scare some of the trick-or-treaters, but I tend not to do it. Teenagers seem fair game, but I definitely don't do it with the small children. But it's supposed to be like a really nice day here in Chicago. So I'm thinking about putting out the fire pit in the front driveway, set up some chairs, and I have a projector that I set up every year where I like put on like a Halloween movie that's kind of kid friendly. But this year, as it gets to 7 o'clock, which will be game time here, I'm gonna put on the baseball game. So it'll be kind of fun to like have that outside with the fire pit. I don't think we're supposed to have rain. There's a chance we might have a sprinkle or two, so I hope that kind of stays away. But I'm hoping to kind of set up everything in the next couple hours, get us set up for this evening, so I have like music and everything kind of going on as well. It's probably my favorite holiday because I just think it's a lot of fun, even as an adult, to be able to do things with the kids, and it's not too cold out yet. Whereas like in the Christmas time holiday, it's kind of cold to do things outside, and I'm definitely an outdoor guy. It's been a busy month. I actually haven't done a video in a little while, even though I had some things that kind of were released on the channel. They were all pre-recorded. I actually was on vacation for about 2 weeks. I went to Scotland with my wife to celebrate our 20th wedding anniversary, which happened actually in the beginning of last month in September. So it was just really a lot of fun. We spent time in Edinburgh and then went up north into the Highlands. And that was just a blast, being able to kind of see things there and take a lot of pictures. The weather was like in the 40s and probably 40s most days. Some days it reached the 50s when the sun was out all day, but it was windy, rainy, what you kind of expect, I think, if you were to kind of go to Scotland any time of the year. But it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. I came back on Wednesday evening, was able to watch the baseball game when I got back, so I was able to see that. I'm still a little jet lagged. I was up really early yesterday morning. So I just got my routine started, working out and things like that, and I tried to stay up a bit yesterday. Earlier this month, actually did not give an update on this because I've been dealing with an injury, so I wasn't quite sure I'd be able to finish the marathon, but I actually finished the Chicago Marathon. Far and away not my best time, also not my worst time. And I was dealing with an IT band injury, so something that's really been like irritating my knee a lot, and I've been in physical therapy for about 2 months. So it probably wasn't advised that I ran for 26 miles, but I was able to get it done. It is getting better, and I hope to be able to kind of get back out there and be able to run more efficiently and train in the coming months as it kind of heals up completely and I get my strength back and I don't have any more pain or irritation. I did get some cards while I was gone. I want to show you those in a minute, but I want to talk about two things. One is just a little shout out to Alex at Bowman53. He did a really wonderful video that he just released yesterday. So I'll be excited to hopefully people kind of go to that video, get a chance to check it out. I was really excited to see it myself. Highly recommended. He does such a great job with his videos, take a lot of time, it does a lot of research. At this point now, he's probably putting out maybe one video every 6 to 8 weeks, but they are high quality, top notch. I think something even Ken Burns would be really envious of in the way that he's been able to put these things together. So that wanted to put that out. The other thing is I'm actually having a lot of problems with eBay authenticity program right now, currently. And I don't think my experience is probably unique, but I was kind of curious what you guys are kind of experiencing. So I bought a card on the 12th of this month, and I expected it to be able to kind of be here by now. I thought it would kind of get delivered while I was on vacation, but I got to, it was at a price value, and I guess they've lowered it. And since the last time I got something that had to go through authenticity. So anyway, it was of a price value where it got sent. It was a seller I had previously bought something from, so I didn't have any problems with the seller. And it was a very efficient shipping process, good process with the seller themselves. So it got sent there and it was arrived on the 17th of this month, so 2 weeks ago as of today. And then they kind of give that little time frame of when it potentially might be delivered, and it was supposed to be delivered by no later than yesterday. I've not gotten an update from the eBay authenticity program, so essentially PSA, since it arrived at their facility on the 17th. So as a result, I've been in contact with the seller a few times about this card, and he was able to kind of reach out to eBay from the seller's perspective and was able to get some information that he passed along to me. He said that their time frame of like it getting, getting authenticity within like 5 business days or something is way off. They've been inundated. So they've been like, now their wait times are 7 to 10 business days. So that, I guess that would be today. But they're not updating their estimated shipping times and stuff like that on eBay. They've given no updates that it's been delayed to a point where I thought it was actually lost or stolen. I say that only because I knew somebody else recently that had received a card that had to go through the program, and they got it authenticated in a day, which has been my experience. Usually it's 1 to 2 days when they get it authorized and authenticated and they send it out. So I don't know where the delay is on this. The seller was able to determine that it's in the queue to be authenticated and to be shipped out. So my thoughts were, this seller is not one of the big sellers on eBay. I think he's probably does a nice little side job that he's doing with it. Probably isn't like of the size of like Greg Morse cards or any of those larger consigners. So what I think they're doing, because they've gotten so backlogged again over at PSA in a program that eBay created with them, they've gotten so backlogged over there, they don't have the staff resources to get this very easy thing done, in my opinion, especially graded cards in particular, which this one is, that they are now prioritizing the bigger sellers to be able to keep them happy and their customers happy, because that's where a lot of the revenue is getting generated from for eBay, right? So these smaller little companies are kind of taking a back seat to them without it being openly disclosed. That's just my opinion, but I have, based on this experience, it's possible it maybe just got misplaced for a minute, so it got put in the queue. But they can see when it was delivered, I think, and when they logged it into their system. So why did cards that got received since then get prioritized over it? That's my only reason. So that's my thinking on it. Be curious what you guys have experienced for yourselves. And I'm going to show you a couple cards that did arrive that I purchased after this card that arrived while I was on vacation that are for some of my displays here. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'll show you those in a minute. Okay, the camera's turned around now, so let me get a chance to show you what arrived. So, as you know, I've been working on this Derek Jeter project. If you've been following my channel for several years now, and I'm actually just down to, I think, to 4 more cards I need to be able to finish it. But since the advent of Topps serial numbered gold cards in 2001 in their base product, I have been on the hunt to be able to kind of get all the Derek Jeter cards where he appears, outside of team cards in particular, but all the other ones where he appears, there's names featured on the front, for his entire run to the point all the way from 2001 to 2015. Mostly because I've always liked that parallel from 2001. That really was what kicked it in for me. And he's a player I really admired from the 90s. So anyway, I got 2 more delivered from a dealer that I've been picking up a lot from for the last 2 months. So I had 2 more that I needed for it. So here they are. So 2012, this is when he had reached the most games played by any Yankee. It's actually a checklist. I think it was kind of a clever way that they've been doing with the checklist in some of their sets, where they put a player on it as opposed to like just kind of making it a base sort of checklist of numbers that you might have saw in the 80s and 90s. And the second is from 2013. This is also from base set. I think it's from maybe series 2 given the number, but this is all it says is record chase. So he got over 3,500 hits, which is a huge number. 35,000 hits is no small number. And there he is. Those are the 2 that I still needed. They're going to go into my display case shortly, so it means I have to bump a couple cards, which is fine. But anyway, there are the 2 cards I got picked up. And one thing I did want to add, I have noticed that not so much with Jeter, his stuff has kind of stayed pretty flat, but Albert Pujols' gold cards, especially from the early 2000s, have like skyrocketed. So that's a project that I don't know if I'm going to be able to complete, where I want to get all of his gold card run. Not to the extent that I have done with Derek Jeter, but I'd like to at least get his main card from each set. But they've gotten really expensive. Like some of the ones from like 03, 04, they're getting like over $100 a piece easily. Which really is surprising to me, because that was not a thing. That was not a thing for like probably going through the first couple of years of the pandemic. That's been something I've seen in the last probably 2 years where those have kind of gone up, and I don't know why. But just an easy observation. For him in particular, I think Ishiro is someone else too that I've seen that happen for. But some other big players like Griffey's kind of stayed flat. Barry Bonds has kind of stayed pretty flat too. So you can still get some pretty good players from that era for cards from these sets. And Jeter's a good example of that. All right, have a great Halloween, and I'll see you all again soon.